Hi, thanks for joining me. My name is Lorette Luzajic. I'm going to read a poem from my new book, Pretty Time Machine, Ekphrastic Prose Poems. All of the poems in the book are inspired in part by a work of art, and in this case, it's this painting by Hart Crane, the poet. This poem is called The Forget-Me-Not Tree, and it starts with a quote, attribution unknown. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. These things are blue, Chefchaouen, twilight, sapphires, birds, Marilyn's face on the gurney. Rare moons, great lakes, salt flats reflecting back the sky, Joni Mitchell's greatest album, and the poet, Hart Crane, Lost at Sea. How blue can you get, this blue, these trees that plead forget-me-not, trees the poet painted when he was only 9. I'm not always moved by Hart Crane. He has his moments, and I have his complete poems. I circled a few turns of phrase, used a few allusions. But whoever painted a night this blue, besides Van Gogh or Whistler? I leaned in, startled by their silence, listening. In irony, no one knows these trees that everybody knows. Even Google did not excavate them. They were quietly immortalized in a book in my library, doubly gifted, the author as visual artist. Printed trees of trees. 30-something, his first and only love affair with a woman had just fallen apart. He had no money, and it turned out his father hadn't any either. He felt cornered by his compulsions, like he would jump at any thrill. Man overboard. He went on intense drinking binges and pursued anonymous fleeting encounters with men who were just ships passing in the night. He avoided or sabotaged anything that might last, preferring to throw away anything worth remembering or being remembered for. I know the feeling. Crane was returning to America from Mexico on an ocean liner. He was badly beaten on board after hitting on the wrong man on crew. There were many extenuating circumstances in the story, as usual for his trajectory. Whatever it was, he couldn't have known it was coming. Still, if I look too closely into the indigo humidity of that boy's night, I can see him climbing the rails. He is, for 1 second, certain and elegant. Then he drops down into the deep. Goodbye, everybody. Famous last words. Thank you for joining me.